Also, big thank you to the Qualcomm employees that chose to come in person to support the event as well. So, we're very happy to start the year with CES. Purpose of today is really in our press conference. We have a number of announcements, and hopefully we show momentum of all these great things that are happening with the company as we continue to diversify and grow into a number of different opportunities. Key message is we continue to see demand for technology virtually across every industry. So I'm going to start with a recap of how we've been talking about Qualcomm going forward. We always going to be the company defining the pace of technology in mobile. We always going to be the company focused in mobile, but there's more to Qualcomm. And where we are right now, we see this opportunity of billions of smart devices, just not connected devices. Smart connected devices that are connected to the cloud 100% of the time and significantly impacting industries. And that's how we look at this very broad opportunity that we call the connected intelligent edge, which is really driving a lot of growth for Qualcomm and driving a lot of innovation based on our technology roadmap. The time for Qualcomm is now, and I want to build on that recap of what we had said in our Investor Day right before the holidays, talking about the cloud economy. We all convinced of the opportunity with the cloud. We know that the cloud will continue to grow. You look at all the projections right now, you look at all the hyperscalers projection evaluation. For that to be true, you need the edge. You need devices at the edge that are going to be connecting and sending data to the cloud. So the connected intelligent edge opportunity is real, it's massive. And when you look at the trends, it's not just about connectivity. It's about connectivity and efficient and smart processing that is going to happen at the edge. By 2025, 64% of all data will be created outside traditional data center, and then the data gets sent to the data center, and it's driving this cloud growth, which we just look at a 35% year-over-year growth. That's the opportunity for Qualcomm, the company that is going to power the edge. And as we look of the way we do this, in the way we do this, in the way that is provide value to our customers and also to our shareholders, is leverage this one technology roadmap that get created by mobile. Mobile is a very challenging environment. Form factor is small. The battery has to last all day. You have to manage thermals. You cannot touch your face with something that is hot. And you have to, year over year, continue to improve the capability of technology on sensors, on processing, on connectivity. That creates the ability for us to have this one technology roadmap with all relevant technologies that are required for the future connected intelligent edge. From not only the edge and on-device artificial intelligence to camera, graphics, processing, connectivity, and we can do this at scale. And the more we grow into those new opportunities, the more we see an expansion of earnings as we can leverage this one technology roadmap. That's why when we had our last New York Analyst Day, and you saw the results as Qualcomm closed our fiscal 21 fiscal year, you don't have today a large cap company that had 5 consecutive quarters of 100% year-over-year growth and in expanding margins as we invest for growth. And that's because we can leverage this one technology roadmap, which is going to enable an incredible opportunity for the company and our partners as we build the connected intelligent edge. So as we get to now the announcements, I want to start with talking about mobile. Snapdragon continues to set the bar for premium tier Android smartphones. Our mobile strategy is clear. It's about focusing on driving flagship and premium and high tier performance in Android. And we saw today a number of announcements already at CES, some new devices from our customers. I'll just name a few: Xiaomi, OnePlus, Realme, and many more that announced devices with our Snapdragon 8 Generation 1 and other chipsets. We continue to be the #1 in connectivity, in the performance of AI, and I wanted to point out what I said before about the phone. The performance per watt is extremely important, and we see that reflected as we bring AI to all of the other devices. From automotive, where you cannot put a server on the trunk of a car, all the way to a number of devices in the IoT space that need to be efficient. Sound, camera, security, and gaming as mobile become mainstream gaming. So we're very excited about what's happening with the Snapdragon roadmap with 8 Generation 1. And with that, we're gonna go into beyond mobile. We had identified a 7x expansion of addressable market opportunity for Qualcomm within the next decade. You know, what I like about this diagram is show the Qualcomm that started focus on MSMs and MDMs and licensing with a $15 billion addressable market. At the present time, we're now serving a $100 billion addressable market with the effort we made to diversify into RF front-end, automotive, and IoT, and the incredible opportunity we have on premium tier Android as the market reshapes in the mobile environment. And within the next decade, we have an opportunity to serve a market of $700 billion of size as the connected intelligent edge gets scale. It's an exciting time for Qualcomm, and we are becoming the partner of choice at the edge for digital transformation. So after this introduction, I'd like to give you an overview of what we're going to talk to you today. Within that incredible opportunity at the connected intelligent edge, we pick a few areas that we wanted to show the continued momentum and progress. Just since, we recently had, the new plan and the new vision and strategy for the company in New York Analyst Day, right at the last quarter of the year. And now we wanted to show momentum since then. Things are accelerating. We continue to see momentum toward those areas of growth, and I want to pick a few. Number one, next generation ARM PCs. That is a significant opportunity. PCs are changing. The transition to ARM is inevitable, and we're starting to get momentum. We're going to talk to you about that. We're going to talk to you about what's happening with virtual and augmented reality. We've always been passionate about this. I remember being at CES and every press conference talking about XR before it was popular. And all of those investments has really come to fruition. We're going to have some interesting announcements today. And I also wanted to mention the ongoing partnership we have with Meta on VR, and now China traction with VR. The China market size and the speed of the ecosystem is going to significantly increase scale within the next few years, or what we see happening right now with the metaverse. We're going to talk about wireless fiber. There are more opportunities for 5G for broadband besides what we see in mobile, and there is an interesting view how we think about the end game of 5G, including millimeter wave. And of course, we're going to talk about automotive. I think CES is becoming a very important automotive show, and we have a lot of progress made in this space, and we have some exciting announcements to tell you today. So with that, I want to start with our PC news. So we're announcing today a broad support of the PC ecosystem to deliver the future of mobile computing. We have an ecosystem announcement today. One thing that is unique about Qualcomm, Because of our horizontal business model, we have the opportunity to create ecosystems and to move forward with broad partnerships. Because we're not a company that is focused about one company only innovates. We're not vertical, we're truly horizontal. And because all of the companies innovating together, we see the power of the Qualcomm ecosystem. Over the long run, it has proven to be correct. And I'll give an example. It was not too long ago, it was just a few years ago, that we start, at CS, and we announced that we're building a coalition to accelerate 5G. I feel kind of the same way about next generation computing devices. Convergence of mobile and PC is real. The transition to ARM is real. So we see broad support from Microsoft in the PC ecosystem, Lenovo, HP, Acer, and ASUS, about the momentum building within ARM Windows PCs powered by Snapdragon. And that's not only that. Part of that announcement today about the ecosystem getting together with a clear intention to make Windows ARM PCs a reality, we're also taking that and empowering the enterprise. So within the global 5,000 enterprises, there are 200 now already testing and deploying Windows and Snapdragon devices within their environment. We're just showing a few. So this stuff is happening. I know there was a lot of skepticism about the transitions of PC to ARM, but it's happening. It's inevitable, because when you think about the use case of productivity and work anywhere, as we learned over the past couple of years, the on-device intelligence, that you need a lot of computational capabilities in PC for on-device artificial intelligence, plus camera and multimedia and the ability to do on-demand computing with 5G. Also, more and more, I'm sure all of you here today will agree with that. The data is moving to the cloud. So the ability to access your data in a high speed, no matter where you are, becomes extremely important too. This is happening, we're excited about that, and we think that transition of PCs to ARM is a great opportunity. Thank you to all of our partners that agreed to announce this commitment to make this a reality with ARM, and also all of the enterprise partners. And we'll be happy to be announcing more addition to the list as of the world's biggest enterprises starts to deploy Windows on ARM within their environment. So with that, I'm going to go to the next announcement. So we're also announcing today an expansion of our collaboration with Microsoft to accelerate augmented reality and mixed reality. This announcement of this collaboration builds on a long-standing relationship. I'll be very specific to what we're announcing today, that you'll be able to see in the press release. We're announcing that we're developing a custom augmented reality Snapdragon chip for next generation power efficient, very lightweight AR glasses for the Microsoft ecosystem. And we're integrating into that chip platform software from both companies. The Microsoft Mesh platform and the recently announced Qualcomm Snapdragon Spaces XR development platform. Snapdragon Spaces will be fully integrated into Microsoft Mesh, and this platform is going to be available for next generation lightweight glasses. There's another thing that is happening. We've been talking for years about the possibility of having wearable augmented reality devices that will gain scale. I'm very excited about this partnership. It's a step in making that a reality and gaining more and more scale with augmented reality. So we talk about PC, we're talking about virtual reality, augmented reality, the metaverse. Now I want to talk a little bit about wireless fiber and how we should think about 5G in the long term and some exciting opportunities ahead. I want to make a bold statement, which is 5G, including millimeter wave, is a universal last mile technology. It's not only the technology that's going to connect our phones, it's going to connect our PCs, it's going to connect our augmented reality glasses, it's going to connect our mobile gaming devices, it's going to connect our smart IoT devices. But it is also a technology that is going to have a major role in the last mile. When you look at what's happening, for example, with televisions, if you look at the use case of television today, traditional broadcast is streaming. With 5G and mission-critical capabilities, things that are sensitive to latency and reliability, such as sports and news, you have the bandwidth and the capability to do it. You think about the use case of streaming, the use case of streaming of games. Games need low latency on the control. You think about the role of uplink. You know, we demonstrated on Tech Summit record speed of uplink capabilities with 5G. So in addition of being a transport technology for the home, it can also be a last mile technology for the home alongside Wi-Fi. And we're very pleased to announce our partnership with AT&T. AT&T is looking at 5G now as a core technology for not only backhaul, but also direct broadband access, connecting both homes and the enterprise. And what they're saying is, with the technologies that we're developing with 5G, and that includes not only our devices, but also our small cell 5G RAN, is making that a reality. And I'm just gonna take a moment, when you hear about discussions around 5G about, for example, private networks, or when you think about an enterprise, whether small, medium, or large business, you can easily see that if you deploy millimeter wave into an indoor facility or into a campus or into an office, you have the ability to have all devices connected at very high speed. You have the ability to do on-demand computing. You do the computing on the cloud. You have all of the data into the cloud. For a CIO, you just have to firewall that versus thinking about what's in every other computer. But also you have the ability to stream for collaboration, for different types of multimedia devices, and that can get extended to the home as well. So we see a world that 5G is going to be, in addition of being the technology we're going to find in all the devices, is also going to be the technology we're going to find not only in the wide area network, but we're also going to find in the homes and the enterprise as a direct broadband access alongside Wi-Fi. I think we're just in the beginning of that transition, but it's very exciting news for 5G. And with that, I'm going to go to the area number 4 that we had announcements for you today, which is automotive. So when we think about the automotive and the Qualcomm focus on this incredible segment, which is being completely transformed by technology, we look about how to work towards the automotive industry of the future. It's about really redefining vehicles for the 21st century. And we start by rethinking, from a Qualcomm standpoint, how the relationship between the various companies providing technology and solutions to the automotive ecosystem is. Car companies are becoming, and they are now, many of them are now tech companies. Technology assets become extremely important. And also those new partnerships are formed. What we saw with the transition of the car into a completely more digital, cloud-connected, and intelligent experience, car companies started to develop direct relationship with technology companies and chipset providers. And I think that got taken to the whole next level as we look at the supply chain crisis and the understanding of the importance of semiconductors and the semiconductors roadmap and the role in the technology and digital evolution of the cars. So we think that with redefining, building direct relationship, not only with the tier ones, but the automakers, and focus on, can we create a true digital chassis? Not only thinking about the car as you have a car model, and you're gonna decide for that car model which components you put into the car. But if you look traditionally, the car companies had really mastered better than any other industry how to do platform development and integration. They would develop a drivetrain that they would use across commercial, consumer cars, from across the world, and they will have platforms for the unibody and the chassis. So why not create a digital platform that can scale from entry-level cars all the way to premium automobiles, can serve multi-generation in addition to multi-tier, and can be a platform for innovation. That's the Qualcomm approach. It's about building a chassis with all of those systems being integrated for the digital cloud connected capabilities of the car versus individual components for a car project. That is resonating with the industry and is meeting the needs of the car company, especially with the Qualcomm approach of a horizontal model that allow every company to innovate and retain their innovation. It's open, it's upgradable, you can customize, and you can drive towards the future of automotive, which is going to be evolving in real time, personalized experience for every driver. And with that, that is how we think about the digital chassis. It's a platform that includes the Snapdragon Auto Connectivity Platform. It includes the Digital Cockpit, which is much more than infotainment. It's how you really interact with your car. Includes the Car-to-Cloud Service Platform and Snapdragon Ride for ADAS and autonomy. And that new platform meets both consumer and industry demands for a completely new approach in how thinking about technology development into the cars of the future. And as we look individually, I want to start focus on how we think about the digital cockpit. It's really moving towards an immersive driving experience. It's about taking this concept that there's a lot of information that is part of your digital life from your phone, and why don't you take that, plus with everything else that is part of your life when you're behind the wheel, into how you're going to interact with the car. We all know today, and the car industry has validated that, the digital cockpit becomes one of the key buying decisions for new car buyers today. It becomes a very important feature in the decision about buying a car. That's really important. So as we look at the digital cockpit portion of the digital chassis, we have a number of interesting announcements for you today. So I will start that we're working with Volvo to enable Snapdragon Power premium infotainment experience in the Polestar 3 SUV and Volvo's upcoming fully electric SUV. To tell you more about the partnership between Qualcomm and Volvo, virtually is going to be joining us Henry Green, Chief Product Officer of Volvo Cars, that made a video for you. Please watch.
I'm Henry Green, and I'm the Chief Product Officer at Volvo Cars. Volvo Cars is a company that believes in collaborating with tech leaders all over the world, large and small. We want to work with the best technologies available to give our customers the best possible experiences. And today, I'm here to proudly announce that we're also working with Qualcomm. Qualcomm's deep knowledge of the automotive sector provides a good foundation for a long-term collaboration between us. You will see the first result of our collaboration later this year when we launch our fantastic fully electric flagship SUV. It will use Qualcomm's Snapdragon processor to power its infotainment system and to deliver an industry-leading video, audio and connectivity performance. Our teams have worked closely together to improve the system we have in our cars today, enhancing its overall capability and making it much faster and more responsive. We expect great things going forward. This is one more reason to look forward to our next generation of cars and to Volvo's future.
That's fine. Thank you, Volvo. Thank you for the partnership. We're very honored to work with Volvo on this project, continue to make progress in more both design wins as well as new launches with Snapdragon Digital Cockpit. And we have another announcement of Digital Cockpit today, which is with Honda. We're extending our long-standing relationship with Honda to deliver smart and premium experiences. Third generation Snapdragon cockpit platforms will power advanced infotainment systems at Honda. You're going to see highly intuitive AI for in-car virtual assistants, natural interactions, and contextual safety use cases. The power of bringing artificial intelligence to the digital cockpit. It will be commercially available in the United States in the second half of this year and globally as part of Honda platforms by 2023. Thank you again, Honda, for the partnership. We're very excited to announce this new engagement with you at CES 2022. So moving on, we want to talk about also opportunities for the digital cockpit